Okay, so if you're doing your teacher training online, you already know it's a completely different ballgame. Today, we're diving into the real deal strategies that will help you not just get through it, but absolutely ace it and come out the other side feeling like a pro.
So let's just get right to it. We all know the basics, right? Do the readings, turn your assignments in on time. But what's the real secret sauce here? What is the one thing that separates the students who just scrape by from the ones who finish the program truly ready to command a digital classroom? Believe me, it is so much more than just checking off a list of tasks.
You know, when you're training to be a teacher online, you are in this incredibly unique spot. So you're not just a student learning some subject. You're basically an apprentice learning a craft in the exact same environment where you're going to practice it one day. Every single tool, every discussion board, every virtual breakout room, it's all a lesson in digital pedagogy.
And that brings us to the most critical point of all. Success isn't just about absorbing the course content. Nope, it's about mastering the process of online learning itself. The habits you're building right now, they aren't just to help you pass exams. They are the absolute foundation for how you will one day teach, manage, and engage your own students in a digital world.
Okay, so let's tackle the first big hurdle, mastering your time. Think about it. In a normal classroom, the clock is always there. Bells ring, classes end, but online, you've got all this freedom, which is great, but it also means you have to conquer this invisible clock.
Let's just be real for a second. The biggest threat to your success usually isn't some super hard concept. It's a blank calendar. It's that little voice in your head that says, "Oh, I've got the whole week to do this." That is a massive trap. Procrastination absolutely loves that unstructured time. We've all been there, and it's the very first thing we have to get a handle on.
So how do we actually do that? Well, stop thinking of these as just study tips. They're professional disciplines. First, block out your calendar. Treat your study time like it's a class you cannot miss. Second, set micro goals. That huge write essay task becomes tiny, daily things like find 3 sources today. Third, create a little ritual to get your brain in the zone. Maybe it's making a specific cup of tea. And finally, and this is so important, schedule your breaks. Burnout is a real danger, and planning your downtime is actually part of the work.
Okay, so you're starting to get your time under control. Fantastic. But what about the people? The second huge challenge is that feeling like you're all alone on an island. We have to be intentional about overcoming that digital void and actually building real connections.
It is just way too easy to log in, watch the lecture, do your work, and log out. But when you do that, you're missing out on a huge, valuable part of your education. If you're not careful, it can start to feel incredibly isolating, almost like you're just shouting into an echo chamber. But building those bridges is probably simpler than you think. You don't have to become best friends with every single person. Just start small. Suggest a one-off study group for a big exam. Don't just post in the forums. Reply to other people and help them out. Ask a classmate if they're up for a quick 15-minute virtual coffee just to chat about the course. These small moves build a powerful web of support. This right here is such a critical mindset shift. Just let this sink in for a moment. Those names on your screen, they're not just your classmates. They are your first professional learning network. They're your future colleagues, your future collaborators. The person you help with a tough concept today could be the one who tells you about an amazing job opening 5 years from now. You have to start building that network right now.
All right, let's move on to our final big idea. You've got your time managed, you're building connections. Now we need to talk about how you actually learn the material. And this is all about making that huge shift from being a passive consumer of content to an active creator of your own knowledge.
Honestly, this might be the single most important thing you hear today. It is so easy to confuse being familiar with something with actually understanding it. You can rewatch a lecture 3 times and feel like you know it inside and out, but that feeling, it's often just an illusion. Real learning is an active sport.
So let's break this down. Over here on the left, you've got passive learning. Rewatching, highlighting, rereading your notes. It feels super productive, doesn't it? But all the research shows it's not that effective. Now, look at the right. This is active learning, and this is where the magic happens. Can you explain the main ideas to a friend who knows nothing about it? Could you create your own quiz questions? Can you take a theory and apply it to a real-world problem? That is the work that builds real, lasting understanding. Okay, let's bring this all home. Time management, digital connection, active learning. Look, these aren't just separate skills you pick up. They are all woven together. They are the essential components of becoming a truly competent and confident digital educator.
And that leads us to the absolute core idea. Every single time you organize your calendar, you're learning how to teach time management. Every time you participate in a discussion board, you're modeling good digital citizenship. Every time you force yourself to use an active learning strategy, you're practicing how to design engaging lessons for your own students down the road. The habits you build as a learner are your first and probably your most important lesson plan.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. What kind of digital educator are you going to become? Because the choices you make every single day, how you schedule your time, how you connect with your peers, how you engage with the material, they are all actively shaping the answer to that question. The educator you'll be tomorrow is being built by the student you choose to be today.